Look, had to get on my grind, ain't got no time to be making excuses. Success in my mind, I hit up Sean when I land up in Houston. Him and Gentry told me, Ayo G, when you chasing your dreams, gotta take that risk, so I stake my chips, put it all on me. It is what it is, put all the chips all on me, yeah. I don't talk too much, put the money up all on me, yeah. I'ma put 10 bands, 100 bands, millions all on me, yeah. I'ma put 10 bands, 100 bands, millions.
All right, man. We have Danny. He is the founder of Team Savage.
What's going on?
And Team Savage is a car club that I'm actually a member of. And I remember meeting him at a guy that does a lot of the custom work on my cars. And Danny's like, "Hey, Sean, I got this car club." He's like, "If you think about joining." I'm like, "I don't know, man. Is it a bunch of..."
He was skeptical at
first.
Yeah,
I was like, "I don't know. Is it like a bunch of douchey Lambo owners that like..." I don't know, man. I don't know about that. And he's like, no. It's a lot of business owners. And he's like, you're going to be super surprised. And I was. It's been really awesome. All the people are really amazing that are in there. A lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of
business professionals,
CEOs, CFOs,
construction companies, doctors, lawyers,
doctors, lawyers, everything. So it's a good mix of almost everybody And I think the key takeaway is that you wouldn't really think that you would get from it is you end up getting to be around a lot of high performing people, which is really awesome. And I really love it. So anyway, way better than expected. Wasn't a bunch of douchey Lambo owners.
That's good. I think it's been like 4 months now. You've been in the club,
maybe,
right?
Yeah, maybe longer.
4
or so.
months.
But it's been really cool. The events you put on are really amazing.
Thanks.
And it's great networking, great to be around a bunch of high performing people. So it's really cool. Just wanted to get you on.
Yeah, glad to be here. Thank you.
Hear your story. I mean, it's pretty incredible the type of community that you built, really just outside of the car club, because it turned into almost like a live event type business, right?
Yeah. And it's all about communication. So with anything, you have to be a good leader in all environments. You have a lot of alphas in the club. So, they need to see that you're, what's expected. They expect a lot because they're at the top of their food chain where they're at in their life. Some of the guys are retired, just enjoying their money, enjoying their cars. And, I have to really think outside the box, keep them engaged, communicate much as I can, be available. At the end of the day, is how much value I can really give you. So,
yeah. And, again, that was the unexpected part. Whenever I joined, the amount of value that you get out of it. I mean, outside of everybody enjoys cars, that's why they're there for sure. But outside of that, I mean, incredible value coming from you, the events, the people, everything. So, what made you even? I mean, take it back to when you were maybe high school or early high school. What made you want to open a car club, or what did you even do before that?
So let's take it back to how I got into cars. 2004. Coffee and Cars started here in Houston. They started at Vintage Park. I went to my first car meet. I think I was like 11 years old. My dad took me over there. I saw these two yellow Ferrari Enzos. And man, when I was out there at that car meet, I was like, man, these cars in my life, I'm thinking, because I'm such a kid, I'm like, these cars are not obtainable. There's no way I'd be around this in my life. And so I went back home. That picture just like stuck with me. Those two cars just sitting next to each other. These two Ferrari Enzos. You probably never see them ever again. Got home. I love Hot Wheels because I love cars. It just got to me. I was like, man, the fact that all those cars were there at Coffee and Cars. So I like stopped. We had a pool table at the house. I stopped playing pool. I put all the Hot Wheels on the pool table and I simulated a car meet going on with all Hot Wheels.
Really?
Yeah, I was 11 years old, and I was like, man, I love cars. Like, I'm over here, like, moving cars in and out, like, parking cars in my head. I'm like, man, this is really cool. So when I graduated, fast forward a little bit, I graduated high school, and then I got my, like, first car. It was a Volkswagen, my first Volkswagen. I've owned two. And I started my first little car meet from Facebook. They didn't have Instagram at the time. And I had, like, a little Facebook group. Started a little car meet at Five Guys in Sugarland, and people were coming out. I had like 10 cars come out, and I was doing car meets in 2011 for like 2-3 years. And the stopping point was in 2013. I was doing it for 2.5, 3 years. No one knows about this because it wasn't really a name. It was just we met up and did a car meet.
Sure.
But at the stopping point, I think we had probably 200 cars out there. But these were like JDM cars, Civics, and like Infinities, Nissans, like the grow up like JDM cars and like the money you can afford. Like
you modify it a little bit. And
yeah, you modify it,
goes,
stuff like that. But then it got so big over there that I got kicked out of that place. They're like, it's too many people here. It was like 1,000 people here. You got to go. Like people from Whole Foods are complaining and they can't even get their groceries. So the Sugar Land Police Department shut it down. And in 2013, I was like, man, this is probably have to call it quits. I wasn't making any money. There was nothing in it for me at that point. And I was like, man, I don't really know if I want to look for another location. I don't have it in me. Like, when you're like, that's what you love doing, it gets shot down. You're like, let me just let it happen. Let's let it go.
How old were you when that happened?
I think I was 17, 18. Okay. No, I was like 18, 19.
Were you doing anything for work outside of the car club?
I was working for my brother. I started working for him. He has an AV company now, like an audio video company.
Low voltage.
So yeah, so we would like install cameras, alarm panels, TVs, all that stuff. And then I was doing that from 2011 till 2020 where I quit.
Okay.
But I was doing that part-time, going to school at U of H downtown. And then I was into the cars. But once that stopped in 2013 where the cops shut it down, I got into bodybuilding like really hard. Like to the point where I was like about to compete. So I was in bodybuilding from 2013 till 2018 for like 5 years. I just constantly go to the gym every single day. I was just obsessed about that. My mind just shifted from cars to bodybuilding, and then I was just bodybuilding and working for my brother. But it was a part-time job. I wasn't making enough money. I was going out. Those are the years I was going out. I was like in my 20s. I was just partying, enjoying life. And I feel like at some point you have to really just get that out of your system. In my 20s, I was like, that was the time to do it.
Those are wasted years for sure.
Yeah, those are wasted years. But, it builds character and where you came from and how you kind of like grow that mindset. Like, I'm getting older. You're running out of time. Now I'm in my 30s. So you just got to lock in. But the transition from the bodybuilding part to getting back in the car scene happened when a friend reached out and said, hey, I have a car club I'm building. I didn't know anything about car clubs back in 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
But he was like saying that, hey, I have a car club that I just started. I know you're doing the bodybuilding stuff, but if you have free time, bring your Volkswagen out. I had a different Volkswagen. I had a second Volkswagen at the time. And he was like, yeah, we're building this car club. We have some guys that join and we're going to car shows and winning trophies and doing this stuff. And I was like, yeah, winning trophies? That sounds pretty cool. Like, want to go show off my car. And these are the tuner days. Like, we would have cars that were like stand style wheels. We didn't have money to buy like exotic cars or anything.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people with exotic cars, half of them don't even touch the car. They don't modify them.
Yeah.
So.
I do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want this.
That's good.
I don't want the stock one.
You don't want the car to look like everybody else's car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I got into going to the car shows again in 2017, 2018. And I really liked it. I was like, man, I really enjoy being part of something, a part of some group. And so I kind of shifted out of the bodybuilding because like it's hard to do everything. You got to like part-time job, school, gym, car club. It was too much.
Yeah, bodybuilding's, you have to really dedicate to that lifestyle for sure.
You have to like get off the grid. Like, how serious are you? So I was at a point where I was selling meal preps for another side income. Probably did that for like a year. But yeah, I was so obsessed with bodybuilding.
So you kind of seem like you had an entrepreneurial spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Did you always want to work for yourself, or what was the idea?
I did want to work for myself, but I didn't know, I guess in my teens, like late teens and early 20s, you're still trying to figure out who you are. And I didn't know what I was good at. I know I was good at bodybuilding because I was so consistent, and I was doing car shows back then. And also that led to me being consistent and getting good at that too. So I have a lot of years of doing car meets under my belt.
I say that all the time. Consistency is how you win at any business, really. Like, if you can perform the right actions over a long period of time and you just remain consistent, like you will eventually hit the goal that you're trying to achieve.
I agree. Yeah, your heart, I'm telling you, if your heart's in it, you can go really far.
And most people just give up too soon. They, when you start something, it's like, I'm going to start this car club, and then no one joins. And you got 5
You're
people.
discouraged, yeah.
And then you're discouraged, and they go, that wasn't for me. I'm going to go do this other thing. And they go do another thing and another thing. And that's why they never land on something that they're eventually become really good at, because they always quit too soon on everything. And so you just have to push through all those discouraging moments, which there's always a lot of them, no matter what you're doing, whether it's bodybuilding or car shows or business or whatever. Like you're going to have a lot of discouraging times that are going to try to derail you from your ultimate goal. And then most people just give up.
I know at the beginning, like of the car club, like Team Savage, it was very time consuming. And at one point I'm just like, man, this is time I'm spending, but I may never get this back. I may never see the value in this later on. And
also, you're not making any money, right?
I wasn't making anything.
Yeah, you're spending a lot of time and not making any money.
Yeah.
What was the point that it started to grow and you saw it as a potential way that it could actually generate income?
Creating value, but I couldn't create the value unless I had a network in it already. So I had to slowly, man, it was a very tough time. It came, like there was a Team Savage in 2018 where people didn't see the value in it. And then there was a point in 2019.
Would you have a lot of members like churn out, like sign up and then quit?
I think it was, so like I try to implement like membership dues, but this type of platform, like this has never been done. So for me to turn a car club into a business, I had to see what will work, where people will pay for the value.
Yeah.
And in the young stages of Team Savage, people were just driving regular cars. So they're like, why am I paying to come to like hang out with you? So they didn't see the value.
Yeah. It becomes more of a networking thing. And it's like, why am I going to pay to be in something if there's no value?
Yeah. And they're like, I can just go to another club and get the same. But what separated what I was doing compared to everyone else was my level of consistency of events. Because there will be clubs, they don't do events. Or there will be events, that's not a club. So I put the two together and I'm like, man, how can I give value? So what I did was, in my younger years, I created a network I didn't even know about, just meeting different shops around Houston and becoming friends with people that had exotic cars. And I slowly just like positioned myself to have a network before I was getting paid. And it was like, I had to plan so far in advance that I had to see everything that was coming for me in the club. And at one point, there was probably 12 people in the club, and I implemented like dues. I said, hey, guys, because we have to do events, because we have to buy like flags or tents or tables and stuff, it costs money. So everybody, it's $20 a month. And even then, they're like, $20 a month is too much. But you got to think about it. These are the people that have like Nissan, like 350Zs.
Or maybe their first car that they just fixed up.
They put all their money into their car. And they're like, man, I just want to have fun. I don't want to do all this promoting stuff and branding. And I was like, well, this club is probably not for you. And one day we had a team meeting. So out of the 12 people, 7 people left. I had 5 members. No, I had 5 people left. I had 7 members. And it was a hard time, man. I was like, dude, I just lost half the club. I was like, I'm scared. Like, what do I do now? But then I have to remember, I'm like, for me, I was not good in school. I'm not good at retaining information. I'm not good at studying. I was like, I'm good at creating things. I'm good at socializing. I'm good at networking. Those are my really strong points. I was like, I gotta make it or break it point in my life.
Did you finish college? I know you said you were going to U of H.
I didn't finish college. I did like, man, I was in college for 6 years. I kept switching majors, which messed me up.
You don't need it anyways.
Yeah. No, I started what's crazy is I didn't start reading books until I dropped out, which I needed.
Well, I think where most people The problem with school is they're learning about a bunch of stuff they're not interested in. And so if you give them a bunch of books on what they're interested in, they'll probably read those
They'll read
books.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they're going like, why am I studying history to get my degree to make money? And so they're just, you don't
It's
want
off
to go
topic.
read a book. Yeah. You don't want to go
Yeah.
read that book. You're like, how can I improve my life? I want to go read that book. And so I think that's why most people can't really get a lot out of college, because you're just, number one, you're not interested in it. And number two, there's no return on your investment. And it's just irrelevant. A lot of the stuff you take in there is just, especially today. I mean, it's going to get weird with AI, but you're really not going to need college in the next 5 years.
No, you're not. When I was in college, like one of my last years, I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad.
It's a good book.
That literally shifted my mindset. Like,
he did such a good job. I think people think about it as a real estate book, but he did such a good job of just explaining the simplicity of like assets and liabilities. It's like, oh, okay, it could be anything, not real estate, right? And he just, that was why it was so popular, I think, because it just broke down it like in an extremely
in a metaphoric way, you
simplified
can
way.
use it for everything.
Anything.
Yes.
Yeah, it's super cool. Why did you land on the name Savage? Where did it come from?
So Savage came from when I got kicked out of the other car club. I was like, so I didn't even say why I got kicked out.
No,
so
go for it.
The reason I got kicked out of the car club I was in the first place was, so back then in like 2015, 2017, 2018, I had a Volkswagen, and like if the lower you are to the ground, the cooler you are. So I had like coilovers, right? And it wasn't enough. It wasn't on the ground. And I was like, man, I want to like get air suspension so I can really get on the ground. So I spent my tuition money. I was like not doing good stuff. I was making bad choices. The reason, all right, so this is how I got kicked out. I saw an air suspension kit online. I bought the kit. I'm in this car club. And that same weekend the kit came in, I was so excited. I have no patience. Like, I was so excited about the kit. So everyone in the car club, I told them that, hey, the air suspension is coming. Let's install it like this weekend. And it happened that weekend, it was the president's birthday of that club. And we went to the night before on Friday already to his birthday. But he had a celebration on Saturday. And Saturday is when I was going to install the kit. And I told everybody I was so excited about it. So there was like 7 of them like, oh, let's go over there. We'll have some beers and install the kit. We'll get it done in 2 days. So I was like, all right, perfect. It gets here today. So the next day we get to his house. The president gets so upset. He was like, it's my birthday and you guys are installing this kit. Y'all are taking the attention away from me. Removes all of us from the chat. He's so furious. He removes all of us from the chat. And I'm like, oh my God, what did I just do? Like, all of us just got kicked out because of me being impatient. I didn't want to wait. I was just so excited. Like, I don't know, when you're young, you just want things right away. I think when you're old too, I mean, I think it never changes.
That's
right?
everybody.
Yeah. So he kicked us out, and I was like, because of me, we all got kicked out. So let me just start another group chat. And I guess I let it sink in. 2 weeks went by, and I was like, you know what? We're already doing what we want. I'm going to name it Team Savage. Like, we're savages now at this point. Like, we left because we wanted to do what we want. And the friends and the members of that club wanted to go with me anyways. You know, they really enjoyed, like, hanging out with me. And not because I was trying to steal people away from him. It's just the way it is. So I named it Team Savage, and then because we're in Houston, you know, the area code 713.
Yeah.
I always grew up listening like Slim Thug, Bun B, all the Houston rappers.
I did too.
So yeah, 713. I was like, man, Team Savage 713. And ever since then, everyone loves the name. They're like, dude, that's like the perfect name. Why didn't I think of that? And yeah, I made a LLC. You know, I made sure like I did all the paperwork, did my taxes on it and everything. Later on, it just went legit with it. And
what was the first event, like live event, that you actually hosted for the club?
For the club, so we started at Fuzzy's Taco Shop in Missouri City. It's no longer around. It went out of business, but yeah, we started doing a lot of events there. And the Fuzzy's Tacos franchise like let us do it at like other locations too. And I started doing car meets, just like back in the day when I was doing the Five Guys one. I just started doing great events, people coming out. Organization is key. Like, they're like, man, Danny really knows how to put events on. He parks the cars by brand. He really organizes it. Like when he tells me I'm VIP, I pull up and he parks me right in front. I make people feel special.
Yeah.
And I really cater to the people. And that's how the events grew so strong, like so quick.
Hey, everyone. Real quick, I just want to let you know this podcast is 100% independent. No ads, no sponsors, just real. If you're finding value in whatever we're doing here, the biggest help that you can give us is hitting subscribe and sharing this with someone who you think needs to hear it or someone that it will provide value to. That's how we continue to grow. And if you did that, I would really appreciate it. At what point, so you start doing these events, you start having more and more people join. At what point did you realize, like, man, this could be a really good business. This could be a big group, and I could monetize it in some way, shape, or form?
I think when I started seeing so many so many people were starting to come out, and I remember like when I first started doing car meets, like everything I learned, all the people, and you got to remember like people change. Like people who own exotic cars are not the same people who own regular cars, because the car, maybe they drive like 370Z or whatever, and the car is like 30,000-40,000, right? But that's all they have. That's all the money they got. They put it into that. But a guy that owns an exotic car, it's a little harder to get an exotic car. Like you really have to have some type of money. But the people are different. So you have to treat them different. You have to treat them with respect. I treat everybody with respect, but it comes down to how you treat people. And I was like, man, people are really liking who I am as a person. And the club is a reflection of who I am. And people are like, man, Danny's organized. He knows his stuff. And word gets around that, hey, this is the hottest car club, like up and coming in team, like around Houston area. You need to come out to this. And so I get like, it was like a whole formula of making videos after an event. And then it just compounding, like event after event. More people were coming out. It was like, I didn't even know how many people started coming. I lost count. It's just growing so quick. It was rapid.
At what point did you start charging people when the exotics started showing up?
Yeah, so on the members, I never charged anybody for parking. The reason like some people do charge for parking, but I'm like, man.
I've actually never been to another one, so I don't know how.
Oh, okay. Well, people get offended if you charge them for parking. So I'm like, why would I ever try? Because like there's people who do that because they need to make some type of income.
There's some revenue
for the
to
event.
Put the event together. Yeah.
Right, correct. For me, I was like, let me not charge for parking, but if you're a member, you always get VIP parking.
Okay.
It just makes it easier. Like, I'm not going to collect money per event. I'm not that type of person.
So membership was optional, but if you wanted
correct.
More
membership,
perks, more VIP.
Yes, exclusivity. You want to feel part of something. You get a member shirt. And at that time, I was doing like these black and gold Savage shirts. And then like, man, it was like, if you had a black and gold Savage shirt, you were the shit. Like, you're like, dude, you got that? Like, that's cool. And just give that exclusive factor. So I had to really think of how can I make it exclusive? I give them like a goodie bag. I give them access to this. They get discounts on their food. If they go somewhere like a club or something, they wear that shirt, they get it for free. So I was like, man, there's a lot of perks to this where if you become a member and pay this small fee per year, you get access to all this stuff. But if you don't, you feel like an outsider. So it made everyone feel like, man, I need to join. You know what? Put the money aside. I'm joining whatever it takes. I want to be part of this.
At what point did it just become mandatory? Like, hey, these are the dues?
I would say 2019.
Okay.
2018 was the year of kind of just setting everything up and creating that value for people first. 2019, we moved to, this is when Washington Avenue was still like safe.
Yeah.
And we were doing events out there. And we were doing a lot of car shows like Clutch Bar. This one place was called Access and Alibi. It was still open. I was doing massive exotic car shows. 2019, Team Savage Ray brought out a bunch of exotics. Like I said, it was from making all those connections with different shops around town with exotic cars. I knew Butch back then too. Butch has always been around exotic cars. And he would always, talk good and people would come out. So
Did you have any mentors either growing up or, as you're building this club that helped you along the way?
I didn't have my first mentor until Omar came along. Well, actually, no, I had another mentor. He was there briefly, a couple months. His name was Shane, but he was a really good friend and then also helping me just take it on a business professional level. He brought in like good people with more expensive cars. And then the people that had the less expensive cars felt bad. They're like, because a point where 2018 members and 2019 members are totally different people. 2019, exotic car owners started coming in. So I started pushing out the older cars like the Camaros and the 350Zs and all the normal cars. And it kind of just filtered throughout the years.
What year did it become exclusively just exotic or supercar?
2021.
Okay.
Fully exotic, everything. All the other people just felt left out and just left. And they're just like, hey, I know you're doing a great job. Just keep doing you. But I know like I'm like the outsider now. And I was like, yeah, well, you're always welcome to still come around. You're still family. I'm never going to push somebody out. It's like, I never want you to feel like, I don't want a bad rep. That's the thing. I had a lot of, probably, I think to this date, I've had like 700 members. Like if everyone was still here.
Yeah.
So think about this a lot. Right now we have active like 230, like in our group chat, like 230.
What's the churn rate? Like how many people joined and then quit? Do you know?
Man, the churn rate this year has really changed the dynamic of that. I think this year we had at least 100 join.
Oh, so it's just still growing.
Yeah.
But there's not a ton of people quitting or?
So like when the membership dues are due, they have two choices to make. Either they stay or they leave. And somebody will replace their spot.
Yeah.
There's people buying cars every single day. I think the return rate is pretty good. It's at least like 20-30% people stay. Some people get out of cars. They don't stay in supercars forever. It's a big price tag to keep your car for a long time. Some people have the money for it. They have multiple cars. They enjoy it. Some people get audited and lose everything. I've seen a lot going on in the club. I've seen guys try to rent cars and join the club.
Jeez.
Very desperate. Like they've come to the car shows, rented a car. Oh yeah, it's my car. Turns out the car that he drove is one of our members' cars that does a rental company. We have 5 rental companies in the club. And if you rent a car and come to the car show, we'll probably know that it's one of our guys' car.
Yeah, what I've found it to be good for too, it goes back to the networking thing where, with the right business, these guys can obtain a lot of customers just by joining the club because all the guys in there, fairly well off. And they're pretty supportive. So usually guys will want to support a business that's in the club, whether it's a mobile detailer or a collision shop or whoever,
whatever
or a law firm or insurance. Like there's
even
all
a doctor's office.
Yeah, there's all walks of life.
Doctor.
Everybody, I see it in the group chat. They go, hey, what's the best doctor for this? And then, everybody chimes in and then
says something.
Yeah. Or Bishop is our sponsor. He's one of the best ones or whoever it is. But I do see the value in that too. It's almost like if you have a question, you don't know where to go to or how to get something fixed or whatever it is. Doesn't matter. I've seen weird stuff being asked and there's always somebody that knows. They're like, oh yeah, I got you. I'm like, really?
Someone will ask for like, hey, I need tickets to this.
On this day,
I need Rockets tickets.
Preferably the front row.
Yeah.
And then like 2 or 3 people are
I'm like, I guess we're StubHub,
Yeah, everything. I've seen all kinds of stuff in there that I didn't think would get answered. I mean, crazy one-off stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody knows somebody in there.
I really enjoy the group chat, the way it's set up. It's easy to use, It's separate from other things. You never get like overlapping topics and stuff.
No, it's great. What mistake did you make along the way that you think taught you the biggest lesson?
Oh man, I think the biggest mistake is just thinking people will always be there for you.
Okay.
Along the way. And I depended on a lot of people that I shouldn't have. People are going to let you down. I think that's like just It's just being human. You know,
human,
people
life.
they will tell you one thing and then they'll fall through with their plans, and you can't put all your eggs in one basket, especially when you're building your own business. It's your business, not theirs. So they're not going to be doing it like as if it was their own.
Of course.
So
You do a lot of live events, which I said earlier, really well put together, really well organized, really amazing. What goes into planning one of those big events? I mean, I know you have a lot of behind the scenes
oh yeah,
that
definitely.
no one sees
Yeah,
when you're putting that
it's
stuff together.
technically I'm working all the time, because when you plan that 1 day event, like the airport event, for example, I met with the person who got me the connection to get there. I met with the person that owns the hangar. I went there to the hangar. We had to get permission. I mean, there's a lot of planning involved. Police escort. I went to the restaurant where we ended at. I curated the menu. I got with the restaurant owner, make sure that, hey, if this is a thing that you want to come to, you never want to feel like someone's left out of it if they're helping you.
Of course.
Yeah, so there's a lot of legwork into any event. And the event may even be an hour, but it took weeks to, do. So.
Yeah, I just know from running a bunch of businesses in my past how hard all the behind the scenes is. And a lot of people, I'm sure, don't see it. But, definitely props. The live events are really good. And I think that's what creates the most value, like you said. I think that's why people keep
I just try to make it easy as possible for the member, the sponsor, whoever it is. Like, I want you to just come enjoy yourself. If you want to help, you're more than welcome. But I want to make it easy for you to come in, do what you need to do. If you're there to just enjoy the cars. If you're there to network, I'll introduce you, let you shake some hands. Whatever I can do for you, I'm just like a car hospitality person.
Have you ever had to kick somebody out or ban them?
Yes, I have.
You don't have to say who it is, but what do they do? Like what?
Man,
what was it called?
They were arguing with everybody. Like, they were very ego driven, and they were just like, man, my car is faster than yours, or like, no, I don't think this is the way that we should do things here. And he would just try to talk to the whole group as if like he was in charge. I was like, man, you're very alpha. Like, look, like, we can't be doing that. I gave him a warning, and then he started arguing with me. I was like, you know what? I gave him his full membership back. I was like, look, you can't be like this type of person. I'm just letting you know, but good luck to you. And then I removed him.
Well, no one's negative in there. And if you're around a bunch of high performing people, you don't want to have one negative person.
You don't embarrass yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you don't want to ruin it for everybody else. Like, so all your other good members, if you have one bad apple, same thing with business.
It'll turn people off.
Yeah, it's the same thing with company and culture. Because you own a business now, but, I've had a ton of different ones in a ton of different industries, and it doesn't matter what industry it is. Mm-hmm. If you have, 5 good employees and one really bad one, that one really bad one will ruin everybody's.
Not liking their workplace.
No, they won't. And they'll not like coming to work for you. Won't be the same job that they, originally joined the company for. And they'll end up quitting, and you'll just ruin other good people. So you have to almost always kind of audit that. And as much as you don't want to sometimes, and it's hard because, some people you actually do like, or they're really good performers, in business, but then they ruin everybody else. And so, or they, just they're so negative and they argue with people all the time like that.
Yeah.
It's really tough, man. That's one of the decisions. I think in the past, I've probably kept people too long for, just trying to give them more chances. And more chances.
You're trying to just make it work.
The minute that you have that gut feeling, you should probably act on it. Or the minute you see it, most of the time, I've never seen a person that I give second chances to, or third or fourth or fifth, ever improve. It's always like
just the way they are.
They may have improved, and they may not have done those actions for a couple months, but then it goes right back to that. It's almost like it's just a matter of time. And I never look back and like, man, I fired that person too early. Not one time.
Yeah.
It's almost like I didn't do it early enough.
I got to make some tough decisions sometimes. Like, I have to, man, I really overthink it, but you got to think about all these business owners. This is their free time. This is their therapy time. This is the time that they want to just get their mind off of work. Yeah. So they chime in on the group chat, or they want to go do car stuff. You can't make it a bad environment for them to be in, because they're going to get turned away.
No.
They're like, dude, this is the only time I have to hang out with you guys, and there's drama.
They got enough problems in their work. I promise you.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
How do you think you can, like, as it keeps growing, which it's growing really quickly now, how do you keep the same culture that you had, like, starting out and that you had the vision for?
it's really communicating with your guys and saying, like, for me, it's like making sure you do events where they get to shake hands a lot and not just the, I would say, like the publicity side, meaning like we're doing it for like social media. I want guys to connect on a level where it feels like family and like friends. Like Vin Diesel says in Fast and the Furious, it's about family. It really is about family culture. Like if you really want to maintain a car club on a level where it was maybe 10, 15 years ago, where guys would just like wrench on their cars, because nowadays they just buy their car and show it off.
Yeah.
It wasn't the culture it was 10, 15 years ago. And the dynamic of car clubs have changed so much. It used to be, oh, I just got my new car, but I'm going to lower it. And just like how I started, I lowered my car. We worked on it together. We're bonding.
Yeah.
So the much bonding I can do as a car club, the better the car club performs, the better the longevity of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm just curious for me personally, how many members do you think are entrepreneurs and how many members do you think, what percentage, if you had to
I
guess?
would say about 80%
Entrepreneurs?
Yeah, they
and
own
then-
their own business.
And then 20 is,
Or
I mean,
just
we have all walks of life in there. There's pilots and
managers,
Yeah.
bank managers, sales managers, GMs of dealerships,
yeah.
guys who own dealerships. But yeah, I would say 80% are business owners. I don't know if business owner would count as stock guys, but there's a lot of stock guys that do stocks and
Day trade.
Forex, Bitcoin, crypto. Yeah.
I'm sure now, part of the growth comes from social media. How much of the growth is coming from social media? It's not really social media anymore. It's media,
I
because
would say
that's where everybody looks.
it really is important. That's why you have to be so consistent. But 50% is social media.
Yeah, and
the
that's
other
probably word of mouth.
word to mouth. Yeah, the other 50 is your own members doing the work for you, talking, going out and telling their friends, or say, for example, a buddy of yours picks up a car, like Robert. He picks up a car and he's like, "Hey, I just picked up this Ferrari." You're like, "Oh, you should probably join Team Savage," because
Yeah,
it strikes
was.
like a memory chord. Like, as a car club, you need to join.
I know. I happen to see him somewhere, and he's a really good friend. I don't talk to him that much, and I saw him somewhere.
Recent?
Yeah,
Like
it was
before-
right before I recommended him. Like, and we started talking about cars. He's like, "What do you have now?" And he's always had Ferraris for a long time, just different ones, older ones, newer ones. He's like, "Yeah, I just got the." I was like, "You know what, man? I think you really enjoy, like, a lot of the guys who are business owners. It'd be really good for you." He just sold one of his companies, but really, really good guy.
He
And so I think
is.
I've told a couple
He's a really
people.
good guy.
Yeah, I've told a couple people, because that's what makes you think about it. You're like, "Oh, you know what? You
Maybe
might
it's
want
a-
to join. Be around a bunch of high performing people and around a bunch of other business owners, and so you'll get a bunch of value out of it. And it's not expensive." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, no shit." I think he joined the next day.
You never know who you're gonna meet either.
I know, it's big time.
It gives you something to do with your car. You're paying so much for the car.
Yeah,
And some of these guys pay $10,000, $7,000, $5,000 for a car a month. They're like, "Man, all I do is I'm paying for it to sit in the garage." No, you got to take it out. You got to drive it, show it off, use it as a networking tool
yeah.
to get you in different rooms, sit at different tables. And they say owning exotic is a liability. It's really an investment.
I've always just really liked him. I never looked at it that way, especially early on. I just really like the drive.
Oh yeah, early on
it.
it wouldn't be an investment, but
No.
now I think everyone's just content, marketing, and business.
Now with social media, yeah, I mean, it can truly be some type of investment for sure.
As long as we're not
a lot of
sell-
people are using it for marketing. Yeah,
As long as we're not selling courses to nobody.
I mean, God, there's so many people that benefit. I mean, it works. That's the thing, is like, when even on our stuff, when we post, not that always, but the data doesn't lie. I mean, people like to see it, and so those videos a lot of times do perform better.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure.
Something to watch, something to look at. Like,
Yeah.
oh, why is that car around him? What does he have to
Yeah.
offer? Yeah.
What's your dream car? Like, if you could pick any car today, because now you're around them all the time. It's hard. Like, you see so many. Like, I don't really know. I can't make up my mind. But
Yeah.
what would you buy, like, today, if money did
If
not?
money wasn't an issue, huh?
You just go buy it just because you really wanted it, not because it was the most expensive car on earth.
I think throughout the years it changes for me. It used to be like
Mine too.
like when I was growing up, it used to be a Koenigsegg. I'm like, I hear people that own Koenigsegg say that they break down.
I've heard that too.
And Liam wants to come in second.
Yeah, he does.
But I think a car that I think I would go like crazy for and really want, it'd be a McLaren P1.
Okay.
McLaren P1, McLaren Senna. I'm just a big McLaren guy.
Yeah.
I really fell in love with the brand.
When I talked to Rafa,
Mm-hmm.
he said the same thing. He's like, I just, for some reason, because he likes racing too. So he's like, McLaren, it's like, no matter which one I sit in, it feels the same. You know, even the dash feels the same. The way it drives feels the same. Even though it's a different car, it's a different McLaren, different model,
The same
different
feeling.
speed. But he's like, no matter which one I sit in, it just feels like the same as all the other ones. He said, I don't feel that way with any other car.
It connects with the road so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never driven one before. I need to drive one, I guess.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. I mean, I did see one at the last meet. Like, I'm not crazy McLaren guy, but I did see a 765 LT that I was like, man, I kind of like. That was
Those
the
are
first one I
nice.
really liked. I was
Yeah.
like, I really liked the way that they had the kit on it and everything.
styling.
I was like, man, you know what? I really like that one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Hey, everyone, real quick. I just want to let you know this podcast is 100% independent. No ads, no sponsors, just real. If you're finding value in whatever we're doing here, the biggest help that you can give us is hitting subscribe and sharing this with someone who you think needs to hear it or someone that it will provide value to. That's how we continue to grow. And if you did that, I would really appreciate it.
Nah, McLaren guy. And then, you know, like, I've never been a Ferrari guy, but man, Ferrari's grown on me. I think it's with the age too.
I do too. I like
Yeah.
them. I just like classic. I don't know. And I had those posters on my wall, so I didn't.
What did you have?
Just the Testarossa. That's
Testarossa.
why I keep posting
We had
those videos.
so many Testarossas
I
on
love
Sunday.
it,
There was
man.
3 of them.
I love it. I know now I'm not going to be unique if I get one, but I still want to get one because I want to put it at the bottom of the gym that we're building so I can like walk past it every day.
That
I
would
mean,
be
I'll
cool.
drive it every once in a while, especially now that we have the meet.
Oh, yeah.
It would be really cool, but I'm going to get one for sure.
For
I like
sure.
those. And even some of the older
You're a
Ferraris.
Ferrari guy. You're telling me this now.
Yeah, I am. No, I just like the design, the lines.
Mm-hmm.
Although 2026 and 2027s are like
They're not the
little, I
same.
just don't know if I love it, man. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to grow on me.
It's changed a lot.
Looks too I'm not gonna say futuristic. It just looks cheaper than all the
Poorly
previous
designed.
models.
I don't think it's
It
not
like
the same
cheapens
Ferrari.
it a little bit or something. I don't even know. I don't know how to
They're
explain.
trying to
it.
look like it's just going too much into the future.
Yeah, you can do that, but it's like you still have to keep like some of the classic.
Yeah, they're sacrificing the
Style.
styling that it used to be.
What do you think if you had to guess the dollar amount at some of these events, like the total dollar amount of cars there
Oh man,
is there? Like at the airport, we had 80 something
like
cars
85
that
cars.
range from anywhere from 150
I
to
would
a
say-
million, right? 150,000
Yeah,
to
I
a
can
million.
kind of like guess it, but
Have you ever tried to like just sit there and
I
man,
know
we
that
probably
the
had
Heights Social one that we did last time that you came, that was
how many cars were there?
man, that was 115 cars. That had it been at least $40 million in cars because we had like 3 hypercars there or 2 hypercars there.
Yeah, it might have been more, huh?
Probably like let's say like maybe $40 million maybe. That was the biggest exotic car event I ever threw. That was really expensive. But yeah, no, I do think about the dollar amount or even the net worth.
Yeah. Oh, that would be crazy.
It's like $1 billion.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that it costs to insure a supercar? Because I think a lot of people out there don't really understand the cost of a lot of these. I can tell you what I paid, but what is it? What does the average member do you think pay? Or what do you
Depending how many cars they got.
Yeah.
One car can be $300 to $600.
That's about what I
Depending?
pay. I pay between $250 and $350. Again,
Yeah.
like you kind of average them. Some are different.
Depending what car.
Yeah. So
And then you got guys that have like 10 cars. They pay like $5,000 in insurance, $4,000 in insurance. They have like 10 supercars or something.
yeah, it gets
So
expensive.
they'll tell me like the insurance is a whole nother car.
Yep, it gets
Yeah.
expensive.
Oh, one guy, his insurance is for one car is like $3,000 for his McLaren Senna.
Oh yeah, hypercar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hypercar level. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even. I guess
We want to drive it.
Koenigsegg and Bugatti. You're probably getting into the.
Oh yeah. $8,000 a month.
you think
something
for
like that.
insurance?
I would think so. Yeah. So much liability.
Since you've owned the club, what's the biggest financial risk you've taken?
Rallies are like the biggest risk. Like it's very scary. Like when I tell you I do a 4-day rally, those are the scariest because you're basically staying 3 nights I have to book in advance. So think about 45 rooms per night.
Okay.
90. I'm booking like 140 rooms in advance with money.
To make sure that, and if people don't show up, then you're stuck with it.
Yeah, that's risk. That is risk. Like, I think Savage Rally number 7 was the riskiest. We had to book in advance because, like, the cancellation, every room that cancels, you have to pay for the room. That's how they do. That is the game they play, so you can get a good rate. We'll give you a good rate. Usually the room's $400 or $399. We'll give you a rate of $215. But if they don't book it, you pay the $215.
Yeah.
And it, like, no one shows up. So the risk of that, you know, say 140 rooms, it comes out to like maybe $80,000. That's the risk. If you're not risking, you're not going to make it. I have to take risk.
If you lost everything tomorrow, what would be the first place you'd start? Like, how would you start over?
How would I start, like, doing the
to
same
rebuild,
thing?
To rebuild the club, yeah.
To rebuild? And when you mean lose everything, like lose the cars, lose the friendship, the networking, everything?
I think so, yeah. How would you start from scratch? Like, so if somebody's out there,
honestly, if
and
I
they're
lost,
thinking about starting something,
if I lost everything, I would actually move somewhere else and start it again. I was like, why would I want to do it again? Where
what's the first step you would take?
Business owners, talk to business owners
Yeah.
again, make friendships, the groundwork, basically, the setting up of everything, and then doing meetups with cars. First, I had to get my car again.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of planning. There's so many moving components of the whole picture.
What do you have any daily habits or routines that you kind of live by, keep you feeling just good and sharp and performing at your best?
Going to the gym every single morning.
Yeah, I tell everybody to do that.
I had to gym this morning. I was like, look, I have a podcast with Sean. I need to go to the gym. I know he went to the gym. I know he co-plunged. I'm not co-plunging, but I'm going to the gym. So I think going to the gym, it puts you in a disciplined mindset already to start the day. And then after that, you start tackling work. So gym every single day. Believe it or not, compliment some people.
Okay.
Talk good with people. Socialize with people. Don't be an introvert just because you're by yourself working. Reach out to people.
You know, I can honestly say that's improved my life a ton because I was always like behind the scenes guy. I never had social media. Was never the guy that wanted to be on camera. I didn't even really like going to a lot of events or, you know, socializing and networking and doing all that stuff. I just like would put my head down and was like, I'm just going to work. But, you know, and of course it wasn't good at speaking on stage, just always had a little bit of fear from it. Gave me anxiety.
I did too.
And then the more that I did it and actually forced myself to get on social media and ended up becoming a better communicator, but my life got way better. Everything just got better. And I would not, it's still the same a little bit, but I feel like it improved almost every area of my life, just being more communicative,
with
networking
people.
more, being around people more, all definitely communicating, you know, a lot better. But I feel that I enjoy my life a lot better than I did when I was just only working, even though I still enjoy both 100%. And I still love working, but it was almost like I didn't know that this other whole world existed. And so getting on social media was, oddly enough, improved my life a lot. And I didn't know what to expect. You see like comments and, you know, negative stuff all the time, especially as you get more popular.
It happens. That's the way it is. Comes with the territory.
If you get popular enough, 10% of people or 5% of people are just not going to like you. And then 5% are just crazy and they're going to say shit anyway. So
yeah,
overall, it's been a positive experience and
that's good.
It's definitely improved my life. So I would agree with that about complimenting people.
It's energy.
Communicating more.
Yeah. Feeding energy, getting energy.
I think that's what I end up liking about the car club the most. It's like I'm just around more high performing people, and that's what I like to do anyways. Just gives me,
it complements your life.
I love talking to those people. I love learning. They all do different stuff, so I'm asking as many questions as I can when I go to these things.
Never stop learning. It doesn't matter what age you are.
I ask everything because everybody has a different business, does it a different way, and I might learn something. I mean, I've learned a ton since I've been in there, but just talking to people now, even the podcast, you like pick up a handful of things almost every person you talk to, because every person lived some different life and different way that they did something in business. It was crazy.
No, I agree with you. I was super scared of talking like to people.
Me too.
I used to work at Aston Martin from 2020 to this year.
Yeah.
And the scariest thing was when you're doing a rally in front of like 60, 70-year-olds, because that's who owns Aston Martins. The older crowd are very judgmental on what you got to say.
Okay.
They're like, they're older. They expect a lot more than someone that's younger. And I was doing a rally. There was probably 60 people in the room that I don't know. So that's not a level of comfortable at all, because people are judging you. And it was like the first time I spoke in front of a big crowd in 2020, and I froze. I was like, oh shit. And from that day, I was like, man, I need to do this a lot more when I talk in front of people and not just to people. So it's just more crowd gatherings, repetitive over and over and over. And I got really good at it now. I think one time I spoke in front of 200 people at one of our anniversaries on the mic for like 15, 20 minutes. But there's a level of comfortable when you're around people you do know, and then level of uncomfortable when you don't know them at all.
Yeah. It's another reason I got on social media, because I wasn't good at it. And I was like, at least if I do this podcast, it will force me to get good.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
so
a good
at the
way.
end of the day, I was like all in. I was like, if I'm gonna do it, it's not gonna be half-assed.
Right.
Number one, we're gonna win, and then number two, after doing 1,000 shows, I don't know how long it'll take, but I'll definitely be better.
Oh, you're gonna get through it.
Yeah, I'll definitely be better at talking in front of people. And then I don't know why, it was the one thing in my life that I looked at that I never was like, if I just do this more, I'll improve. Everything else, I was like, if I do enough of it, I'll improve. This is the one thing I was like, oh, it's just not me. I don't know why. Like speaking, I was like, I wasn't born that way.
I think it's just natural.
But everything else in my life, I could make myself figure it out. And this was the one mental roadblock I had, was the communication part. It's like, oh, I'm just not like Gentry. I'm not like, this person. I just wasn't born that way.
So I think it's just, for me, it was like, you have an example to set for people. People want to hear you. You have good things to say. People want to know what you're saying. So they're waiting on you. You shouldn't be worried about what they think of you.
I know.
Yeah.
I know that now. And I don't know why that was the only thing in my life that everything
Was this
else.
recent? Was this before COVID? Like after?
I mean, right when I got on social media, it always been that way.
So like how many years ago? 3?
Year and a half.
Year and a half.
Right, Brian? About a year and a half.
Wow. That was like yesterday.
Yeah.
They're doing a great job for just a year and a half. I've been doing social media for like 7 years, 7, 8 years, like for Savage.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of work, but I didn't get in front of the camera until probably 4 years ago. That was that phase where I'm just like, still kind of just, but then when one of my videographers like, dude, just tell me what you're doing. What are we doing here? And just get into it. And then that's when I just really got comfortable and started talking in front of the camera.
What's like the next big plan for Savage? Like what's in the future?
I think the next big plan is to collaborate with other cities. Like we did it on a level of rallies, but I want to collaborate where we can host events and join together and do something like a bigger event.
Would you think of basically starting another chapter in another city, or would you actually just partner with?
I would partner. So I try to start a chapter in San Antonio, but man, the work that it takes to get it off the ground is so much work.
You almost need one really committed person that's
very committed. And like I was trying to do it with a guy in San Antonio, but he has his own car show thing going on. So for him to kind of like split himself in two and try to work on a car club and do his shows that he does like full time now, it was like too much for him to handle. So it would have to be like me going over there, maybe spending like a month or two and really like
setting up the groundwork.
Set up the groundwork. And I don't think people understand that doing it alone is way harder than having like 10 people that are committed to help you.
What piece of advice would you give to somebody that's like trying to build a community or some type of club around something they're passionate about? Maybe it's not cars, maybe it's whatever.
You have to be your own business card and be a good person. You have to be a genuine person. When people see that you're after the money or you're after the publicity, clout, validation, they will see that right through you. And they'll be like, well, this guy's just in it for himself. He's in it for his personal gain, for me to do this for him, to help him. But when they see that you're a genuine person, you have good people around you, you have the whole formula going on, you've been doing this for a very long time, you have something to bring to the table, that's when they support you.
If you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice when you were younger, what would you give yourself? What piece of advice?
Like how young?
Yourself? I don't know.
You thinking like teenagers?
Any piece of advice that you could go back and tell your younger self?
Man, I'll tell you right now, I would skip school. I would have went straight to it. And I would be in a way higher place than I am now.
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, I would have skipped my early 20s, went straight into the car club business, like what I'm doing now.
Or any business. Like just...
Yeah, any business.
Yeah.
Or
You're losing,
I
in
would,
your case, 6 years, but in a lot of cases, 4 years. You're losing 4 years. And all the, like 90% of the people I know that graduate from college, none of them use their degree anyways, or very little of it. Like they end up doing something else or some version of it. It's like they used all that 4 years to do not even what they were, their degree doesn't even
relate.
It didn't even use to what they were going to do in life.
Same, my brother has a nutritional science degree and he has an AV company.
Yeah.
He just did it for my mom.
And that's how it used to be.
Just
the older generation still is like, well, this is what you have to do to be successful.
Right.
And this is what you have to do to make money. I don't think they understand. It's way different even now because my mom told me the same thing. But she's a nurse. Like she didn't know anything else. It wasn't her fault. It's like, Sean, and I was doing stupid shit at the time. So of course she's like, you need to
get your life together.
And go to,
yeah.
But that's all she knew. And I just never wanted to work for anybody. But I would recommend that somebody doesn't go to college. There's just no... Now with AI, it like before
the dropout rate is higher than it's ever been.
You just don't need it, man.
No.
There's gonna be, I don't know how college.
They're struggling. People who graduate are struggling to find a job.
I know.
It doesn't have any weight to it anymore.
Take somebody that goes away for 4 years, parties, drinks, goes to school here and there, learns a couple things from school, and you take somebody for 4 years that like really focus on one thing. Like they would be way further along than another person.
Even working for somebody.
Even if you're working for somebody and you prove to that person, if it's a small company, man, there's so many opportunities. You can earn in equity. I was working a 9-to-5 job whenever I had my first investment property, but I started making that business a lot of money. And whenever I sold my first property, bought another property, and I started to do that, I told the business owner at the time, like, hey, I'm going to leave and start my own thing. And I was really good friends with him. I was like, I don't want to work for somebody forever. He's like, well, I'll just let you buy into the business. And I was like, there you go. So there's just so much opportunity that's out there that you can create for yourself.
Hey, everyone, real quick. I just want to let you know this podcast is 100% independent. No ads, no sponsors, just real. If you're finding value in whatever we're doing here, the biggest help that you can give us is hitting subscribe and sharing this with someone who you think needs to hear it or someone that it will provide value to. That's how we continue to grow. And if you did that, I would really appreciate it.
Opportunities created through the value you can give people.
Yes. Yeah. And if I wasn't doing a lot for that business, he wouldn't have asked me that.
No.
He's like, why would he ask me?
He saw that in you.
If I was a lazy person that never showed up and
didn't take it serious,
didn't create any value for the company, why would he offer me that? But I think people can create their own value, and I think people overlook it. They want the reward before they do any work.
Yes.
It's like, why haven't you offering me this, or why haven't you given me a promotion? It's
or
like,
they expected it.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like they expect something instead of doing the work first, and then it'll pay off over time.
Yeah.
What's one goal that you still want to hit that you haven't done yet?
One goal is have
anything.
$1 million in liquid.
Okay.
I think that's a goal. I know that's like sounds cliche, but I was like, man.
Everybody has a number.
Yeah.
And I did that same thing in my 20s. I was like, I don't know why that's the number. But it starts there.
Growing up, you hear the term millionaire and
yeah.
you're like, man, that money must last forever.
It's different though, because net worth is actually pretty easy to get. It's the liquid, it's hard because you're always investing and you're always like trying to start new things, especially when you're on that come up like
growth,
that
path.
It's in
the process.
Yeah, I reinvested every penny I had, and on paper I was worth $1 million, but in my 20s. But I was like, every 200,000 I made, like I'm buying properties, I'm doing this. And so like, it was hard to get to the million in liquid because I would spend it, not on stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'd
on
go spend it.
investments.
Yeah. I would invest every penny. And I finally bought one car when I was 26. I bought a Bentley GT. That was my first car. And I didn't go to buy it. Me and Gentry had first got together. And I was going to get a Range Rover, just a used Range Rover. And it was 2000 and I think the recession had just happened. Like it was 2008. And
Enron.
Yeah, well, it was just the whole housing collapse.
Yeah, the housing, everything, yeah.
And I went to my broker that I always buy through, and I was like, hey, I want a Range Rover, just like a couple years old, just so I don't, can avoid most of the depreciation. And there was all these cars in there. I'm like, man, these are really cool. And Gentry's like, man, that's one of my favorite cars, the Bentley Continental GT. And the broker's like, why don't you make an offer on it? This doctor has like 6 cars. He's trying to dump some of them because his business isn't doing good. And I think I made an offer for 60 grand, and he's like, he'll take it. I was like,
wow,
no shit. So I bought it for 60. It was one of the cars I made money off of because I drove it for 5 years until they came out with a new body style. And then I sold it and I still made money off of it.
Wow. That's
good.
crazy.
But that was my first how'd
you get into cars?
I just always liked them.
Like from young age?
Yeah. I just always liked cars. And there was no like one thing. It was just like a kid that had Ferrari posters, just like the coolest thing ever. And so, of course, this is also pre-social media, really. I mean, before it started taking off. And so you don't see any of it, but I still liked them until my Bentley, even like I had it before anybody had social media showing off their cars.
Yeah.
I was 26, I think, when I got it. But it also opened up a whole new world. I was like, this is so cool. It was back when they did the V12, and it was just really awesome.
It makes you think different when you own one. Yeah.
I'm like, there's like different levels. And so,
yeah.
I don't know. It was super cool. That was my first car. But it goes back to, I think people see on social media, like, oh, everybody's a millionaire. And it's not really like that. It's really hard. And you have to be really savvy with your money and not just go blow it on a bunch of stuff, especially when you first start making it.
Delayed gratification.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you won't make it. Like if you spend all your money, like let's say you make 200 grand and you're not making any more money, but you use that 200 grand to go buy a car. Well, then you have no more money to invest to make more money, right? It takes a little while. I think there's a misconception about people think that they see all these kids on social media with supercars. It's not always like, it's most of the time it's not like that, and it takes a long time. You keep investing, you keep investing, you keep investing, and then a lot of time, then you'll eventually have a bunch of extra money to go buy whatever you want, whether it's a car or house or vacation or life. Man, I don't have anything else. That was, I think
a little backstory that you don't know. Do you know I worked at Aston Martin Houston. I left.
You told me that. Yeah.
I left in March. I was there from 2019 till 2025, and leaving my 9-to-5 was the scariest moment in my life because I was always.
That was a good point of the story you left out.
I know. I was always relying on other people for my success when I know I shouldn't have. My parents were always entrepreneurs, and to this day, I think they've owned over 20 businesses.
Wow.
And just coming over here as refugees and just like working their way through different things and try to just make a living. And I was like, man, I don't see myself working for this person, doing a 9-to-5, getting a salary I'm paying taxes on, and really not getting anything out of it.
I think that a lot of people are in that exact same situation where you're making good money, but it's good enough to where you don't want to quit, but it's also not enough purpose in life, not enough fulfillment. It's like you're like, man, I should be doing something bigger. I think a lot of people get stuck like it's like where they're like, I can't make this money going to a different job, but it's also not enough money to, at some point I want to retire and live forever, or, be able to do whatever I want. It's not enough. It's not going to get you freedom. And so you want to go and start
I had to make that sacrifice because like my lifestyle on the weekends with the club did not match my weekday. And I was there for 5 years, 6 years. And I was like, man, maybe I'm losing one income, but I have more incomes lined up for me, but I just got to implement more time, give it more more attention. So
I recommend that to a lot of people though, because a lot now that I'm on social media, a lot of questions I get, and for an average person that doesn't grow up in business or nobody taught them, no mentors or nothing, you know, a lot of times it doesn't make sense to just go quit your job and start a business. But you can definitely now with social media and everything that's out there and the internet, you can start a side hustle where you can actually do both. I mean, people have a lot of time. They get off work,
they're scrolling
before work, yep,
they're
after
scrolling.
work, all weekend. Like they have a lot of time, and that's enough time. Like you did, you start something on the side, and then you get it to where it's at least generating some income, and so you're not starting from scratch. And then you get it to a point where you're like, okay, my idea works. I know it can make money. And then if I just apply all my time to it, then I can grow the business.
Right.
And so that's what I always recommend to people that are maybe wanting to get into their own business and, you know, leave their 9 to 5. Don't just quit your business. You're not a business person. Like it's going to take you a while to learn all that stuff. And or don't quit your job. And if you do it on the side, you get to learn. And then it also gives you more confidence. And then eventually you'll, even if it doesn't replace your income, but it's close, you know that if you focus all your time on it, you can go make more than you could have ever made at your job.
Yeah.
And you're probably happier because you're doing what you want to do.
I had to make sure I was ready to leave before I could leave. Like I had everything lined up. I was in talks with maybe like 4 or 5 clients because we have a marketing company. We do videos for a lot of members, and I had to make sure all that stuff was lined up. And I was like, okay, this is the time. I have like 8 incomes. Like I'm invested into a like fix and flip. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Nope. You should never leave your 9 to 5 if you have nothing set up and you think that you're just going to make it, because you're not.
Well, it takes a lot longer.
It's a lot longer, a lot of groundwork you're going to have to do. But yeah, I had to get everything set up before I left, and it was the right time.
What pushed you over the edge? Was it like one day, or
I think it was the work environment. I started getting treated bad, and they didn't want to pay raise me anymore. They raised me like 4 or 5 times, and I just told them, I was like, I'm not getting paid enough. Like, I'm not making enough money to just like drive back and forth. It doesn't make sense for me to work here. And I was just like, the GM that was there, he was a terrible boss. He didn't know how to talk to his employees. He would just expect and not help. So he'd walk in and be like, we sold anything? Have you gotten any leads? You done anything? And then he'd just go to breakfast. He'd just expect. And it just
instead of leading.
Yeah, it wasn't being a leader, and he was just being a boss. And I was like, man, this is a bad work environment. I'm getting yelled at for no reason. I'm doing everything I can. And with a brand like Aston Martin, it doesn't sell like every day. It's not a car that people must have. You know, it's not like, oh my God, I watched James Bond, I have to buy a car now. You know, that was like 50 years ago, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like a status symbol. It's not like having a Lamborghini or a Ferrari.
They are in like a weird,
it's a niche,
like
car.
a weird spot. Yeah. Although I do like some of them. I know their SUVs, like prices really collapse on their SUVs.
Yeah.
I remember looking at them a while back. Me and Gentry were in Austin, and we were killing some time or something, and I think it was before she got the Urus, and that dealership might have had one for sale.
It's like
let's go drive it.
DBX 707 or something.
Yeah, and so, but they had a used Urus, and so let's just go drive it and see if you like it. And we went to go drive that, but then we looked at all of the Aston Martin SUVs, and when I looked online, like the prices had come way down compared to what the new ones were. Yeah. So I don't know. I've never owned one. I think I've ridden in one in my life.
I would say it'd be worth it once it got to where it's at, but even then, like the lineup of cars you have are great. Like you have some really solid cars, like good picks.
Only thing I'm missing is a fast one. Exotic
a sports car. Yeah,
sports car, yeah. I got a whole bunch of family cars and all. Kind of.
They're like sport family cars. Yeah.
I fix them up as much as I could.
No, they look good.
They're a little bit above family, but we got some coming that'll be.
At first I was like, man, he has a lot of SUVs, sport SUVs. It's okay to join the club. I think it'll work. He'll get one eventually. He'll be convinced if he hangs out around us enough.
It did make me want to buy one. I mean, I wanted one before, but it just didn't make any sense. I was like, I have all these other cars. I'm probably not going to drive it that much. Can't really drive it to work, and it just doesn't make sense. So and plus the inner loop of Houston, the streets suck so bad. Oh, man. And it beats them up.
That's why you have to have an SUV.
Yeah. And so this to drive around town, they always made more sense to me, but I definitely want one. I'm going to get one for sure. I'm still deciding on a model.
Which one? Which color?
I don't know. And I'll probably end up with multiple, I'm sure.
Yeah. Let me know when you want to go car shopping.
All right. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming for sure. All right, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, yeah,
Thank
for
you so
sure.
much.
Thank you.
All
Glad to be here. Appreciate it.